because the picks are so particular about Go Aurora, especially for Karina in the jungle, that things will have to be very thought out. But since we have seen that from Go Aurora, they have been very, very good on the synergy, communication, and all of it, that Go Aurora looks to be up for the challenge. And I think this is the best shot that Go Aurora has had ever since the first Pathfinders.
Well, they've got a heck of an opportunity here. Again, G2, your back-to-back Pathfinders champions, looking to take the crown once more against Go Aurora, a consistent top 4 team across the 3 editions of Pathfinders. 2 jungle bans immediately onto Shin and Solari.
They know what's coming their way, and they don't want to see any of that whatsoever. I'm wondering whether the Desert ban is going to happen, because Tifa was incredible on the champion too, even more than incredible. And whether the Kain ban that G2 kind of have promised us already on the social media is going to appear there as well. But so far, no, Zerath is available, so you can expect that G2 might want to snatch that away again for the mid laner.
I would not be surprised, especially since with the LeBlanc available, Lilianne, I think, again, you've had a very specific formula work out for your first 2 games. Why switch it up? Why grab anything other than the LeBlanc or the Ahri, which is also open? Grab that, and then Tifa might be able to grab the Zerath on the other side. It is the Ornn locked in here for G2, and again, we have had G2 just draft kind of in order of which they pick, not necessarily their draft order, so if that is the case, like it was in the semifinal, that is probably going to be Taliyah jungle, which we actually haven't seen a ton of. We've seen Taliyah in the mid lane a fair amount, but on the other side, Karina on the Karthus, which we have seen a lot.
Yeah, we definitely saw that quite a lot, and Lilianne on the LeBlanc. As much as I just despise the fact that Static Shave works on an assassin mage, it's fine, it's what works, you go with what works, and it definitely is the playstyle for Go Aurora, going for those split pushes, and then when you can clean the wave as much as the Static Shift LeBlanc can, you are just going to keep doing the same thing. Wait, has that been locked? No, it's not, okay. No, it has.
It has?
Yes. What? Wait, I was here talking and then just something happened. What?
Yeah, I gotta say I'm surprised here as well. Maybe I mean, I could see Twisted Fate being another Static Shift abuser, right? He's an auto attacking Annie at the end of the day, so maybe that's what they've got cooking up their sleeves. Kaltis, if she is in fact on this Zeri, another Static Shiv enjoyer. Solari, you've got your hands clasped, kind of supervillain style, which tells me that you know something the eyebrows are coming up. You know something we don't. What do you got to say?
I'm seeing so much roaming from G2. I'm seeing so much movement around the map. This is what Taliyah is all about. This is what Twisted Fate are all about. They want to be catching Aurora off on the map as much as possible. I'm loving it. I wonder if the support is going to be with the same idea. I would love to see Rakan added to their composition, because this is going to complete this circle of everybody runs around and catches the enemies off guard.
Okay, hang on a second now. We gotta dissect this Go Aurora composition here. No, wait, we don't. No, I overthought it. I'm sorry. We're gonna be fine. On the other side, Nautilus will be the pick here. Darius and Alawi both take it away. Not gonna let Sana on those, but the Olaf, again, another attention-drawing, game-warping pick that could really change the outcome of this game. And the Kain ban, of course, was eventually put in to shout out their favorite non-teammate. Sofchan, as the many, I tried to read the different expressions that flashed across your face as each hover was locked in. Yes. Where did we land on the Olaf here? Because again, but this is what Santa can do as far as a game-warping draft and champion pool. If you ban out the Alawi, great, let's play Darius. You ban that out, well, guess what? It's Olaf time, baby.
I think I was still processing. That was one moment where you were like, wait, is that something to process here? Yeah, I did get a little confused, but we're fine. Still very on par with what we have seen from Go Aurora. But yeah, like, I'm looking at G2 Hell, would never expect the Twisted Fate. Really wouldn't, because the style from Tifa has been control, not just crowd control, but terrain control, which the Zerath has quite a lot. But then this, I totally agree with Solari. This is a team focused on having roam, having map presence, and just being everywhere. Oh, what's that film again?
Everything everywhere all at once.
Everything everywhere all at once. I think that's what G2 Hell wants in this one. And I think it's very interesting because I felt like that composition was a little bit unique in the past 2 games. This one, surprising me again. I am happily surprised. And on the side of Go Aurora, I think it's more similar to what they have been crafting.
Yeah.
I like the Olaf a lot. I think the Olaf is going to be a force to be reckoned with in late game for split pushes, for going into the back line, even if there isn't that much of a back line because they're just going to be moving around so much with the Zeri, with the Talia. At the same time, I think it's very clever. You can get a big lead in the beginning of the game, and you could even have your Carthage just power farming, and the lanes could be fine.
Yeah, Olaf, I mean, with the true damage that he can deal in not only in fights, in 1v1 dueling, especially like you said, if you're looking to get solo kills early on into an Ornn, that feels so good. And as the game goes on, yes, you have that backline access, but Solari, like Sofchen pointed out, this is a bit of a slippery team composition. Gold cards, Weaver's Walls, whatever all the Zeri things that she can do are. And you've got an Ornn and a Nautilus. Those two champions are just made of CC. They're just stat sticks to get through. How do you read this draft and what, and kind of this switch of styles here from G2? Because like Soph said, Go Aurora, they're kind of cooking the same thing. The pan's already greased up. It's got the leftover meat sweats on it. They're using that to flavor their next composition. But for G2 Hell, they have switched it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, a little bit, quite a lot, to be honest. I'm especially surprised to see Tifa on this Twisted Fate, because usually we see her, especially lately, on something that has a lot of range. Of course, there is also her all-time favorite RE peak that is not exactly about the range. It is about getting into the enemies and hopefully one-shotting them. But Twisted Fate, Talia, I will be looking forward to until level 6 are going to hit for G2 Hell, and I believe this has to be the idea for them. Try to power farm, try to get to your ultimates as soon as possible, because right after that, it opens up so many possibilities to have skirmishes with Go Aurora. They will be going on the side lanes, they will be going everywhere at once, they will be provoking Aurora to have those fights with them as early as possible, because LeBlanc, Karthus, Sivir, they need a lot more time to get accelerated with Twisted Fate and Talia, especially if they are all together grouped up and they have this possibility to bring more people into a fight much quicker than Aurora can do.
Yeah, the early game is going to be fascinating again, because like you said, Go Aurora, they want to play patiently, but G2 Hell, they've got a couple big ultimates that they want to hit, and shoot, Karina at level 6. It's a one-button madhouse. Once she hits level 6, you can make stuff happen with the Karthus. All right, before we get into draft, I hate to do it, Sofchen, I need a 10-second prediction out of you for either this game or this series.
Okay. Roll of the bow, best of threes. I don't know, you put me on the spot. 2-1 Aurora.
All right. Beautiful. Wow, that actually worked. Solari, your turn.
I think I agree with Sofchen in the sense that there has to be 3 games in this series. There has to. Okay, we have a robe of 3-game series today, so I need to see a real best of 3. But wait, I don't know. Even when it comes just to this game, I kind of want to say Geo Aurora, especially if the game gets struck to as long as possible. Their scaling is going to be massive, though. To be fair, with the Ornn, you kind of always have the chance to try to balance it out a little bit for yourself. But I would say in this game, I could foresee Geo Aurora taking this game, and maybe this is going to be a wake-up call, and then G2 Hell is suddenly going to realize, hey, the crown is still in our hands, but we might just lose it to these guys. We love them, but we're not sharing the crown, and this might just be a 3-1 for G2 Hell.
Yeah, between the white lines on Summoner's Rift, there is no love lost. I think I hate to be a sheep here, but again, I've seen Geo Aurora, excuse me, cook with this composition before, do very well with it, and I worry a little bit about the damage from G2, right, with Talia and Twisted Fate. Talia, she could do a lot of damage if you build her a certain way, but with Twisted Fate, again, it's utility, and it just does fall a lot on Kaltis. And look, if anyone can carry a game for the AD carry position, it is Kaltis. But it's time to find out. Let all the words become actions. To the Rift we go. Geo Aurora against G2 Hell, Game 1 of the Pathfinders 3 Grand Finals. Kicking off right now. Sofchen, Solari, let's do it.
Thank you so much for waiting for Solari. It's a pleasure to be here again for the Grand Finals. Geo Aurora on the blue side, G2 Hell on the red. Most suiting. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking, because I am foreseeing, I'm looking into the future right now, and I'm foreseeing that this is going to be 3 games. If it doesn't happen, don't blame me. If it happens, thank me. You are very welcome. But come on, even this game, just this game in a nutshell, isolated from everything else, is going to be so damn interesting, because this is going to be the game of carries. For what I've already said about Khaldis, definitely she has to grow into the main damage dealer of the team. And of course, if you want to have an AD carry who you can trust in this position, Khaldis is going to be always your #1 pick. But then on the side of Duo Aurora, what exactly is going to be their game plan? Do they again want to come up with some cheesy tactics and destroy the enemy's base while they're all trying to snatch away the Baron that doesn't matter whatsoever anymore in this game? Or do they want to grow Sana into an unstoppable force of an Olaf? Because if you feed Olaf, you know, he grows into exactly that.
Well, Solari, I would say both.
Okay.
I think with Sivir, with the Static Shift LeBlanc, with Olaf, they are going for split pushing, they're going for siege, and I feel like that is going to work perfectly. Because as you said, even if you're not going to be doing split pushes, Senna is huge as a player, and Olaf is such a good champion for dealing damage, getting into the backline. You deny your CCs from the enemy because of Ragnarok, so it works out perfect. I love it. Well, do you think that's going to be the case?
I think so. But Sana will have to prove it to us as the game goes. In the early game, in the mid game, this is where Olaf shines the most. He is not exactly the champion who waits to the late. Olaf is such a fun guy in the sense that he wants to be bullying his lane. It is very hard, however, to bully the lane on which Olaf is returning, because Olaf, you know how tanky he can be. Okiana!
Yeah, they want to go in, and with the Glacial, they're going to slow them down. Also use the Ignite! But the potion is clutch, not even close, and Countess stays alive.
20 HP on Khaldis. To be fair though, she still has the flash, she still has the ghost, and I don't know how she had the nerves to not press that flash when the boomerang was going back to Cosmic. I would have pressed it so many times already. I would be just clicking brainlessly on my keyboard over and over, because that is very nerve-wracking. But Geo Aurora, they know what they're going for. They have read the draft as well as we did, and they know that if they shut down Khaldis, the game should be won.
And it's something as well that we see on all lanes, Visolari, pushing in the top, pushing at the bottom, and they know that this is the sort of composition they want to go for, just being very assertive. Karthus, going in here in the river, you're going to take out the vision, you spot Sheena, so that's going to be great for whatever you decide to do. They're going in even deeper, 2 for 1, and a flash forward, and a knockup doesn't land, just the second one, and Sheena still remains alive. Karina, very immobile as a Karthus, but has double buff. It's going to be in a tight spot. The rest of the team joins Liliana, Cosmic 2, but it's going to be Kiana falling out on health first, and the support goes down first blood for G2 Hell.
Well, to be fair, Geo Aurora were fighting on G2 Hell's side of the map, and we talked about G2 Hell's rotation. This whole game has to be for them about these very quick rotations and reaction to whatever is happening on the map, and they did exactly that. Tifa could just physically quicker get to the fight in her own jungle than Liliana could try to do the same. Both lane pretty much the same, especially since they were all this time on their part of the lane. Khaldis is playing with fire. I am loving how much Cosmic is trying to bully Khaldis on the lane and how successful she has been with it so far.
Definitely, and it's it makes sense to me that she's doing that because she's bought Cole. Oh, Solari, break it down for me. Tell me all about it.
Oh, very lovely fight, but not for Kiana, definitely, because she gets stuck immediately in that very bush. And again, Tifa is already there. Liliana is just trying to get closer. The bot lane of G2 Hell already there, while the bot lane of Go Aurora is having much harder time to follow up on what their teammates are doing. So I get where this movement from GO is coming from, but it was a little bit too risky for them.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with it. I'm interested in the fact that the Karthus suddenly has a pocket Rel. You know, not a Yumi, not a pocket, I don't know, Soraka, not a pocket Sona, a pocket Rel. So you got a Chevalier woman on a horse by your side. I think that makes you feel safe, doesn't it?
I guess it does, you know what? Especially if this woman is made of steel. Not literally, but her horse is literally made of steel. So, you know, it does make you feel much safer than if you were alone or with a small cat with a book. What can cat with a book do? this?
Whoa! What they can do here is the horse jumping in forward, and the ignite, as soon as his off cooldown, goes on Cultist, dealing a lot of damage. Cosmic might just have enough. The range is not there yet, while Columbia is locking her down in place. Kiana tries to follow away, and the flash, double flash with the hook doesn't land. Kiana might be down once again. Second kill goes to the team of G2 Hell, but a 1-for-1 for Cosmic. Wow, she's on what? 10, 30 HP, and she blocks it! The hook has been cancelled by her E, and she escapes. Solari, that was madness!
Finally, they got what they were looking for all this time, in the process giving Caltis her own kill. Don't forget about that, but still it is a kill for Cosmic onto Caltis. Such a lovely thing to see after all these 6 minutes of trials and errors on the bot lane to do exactly that for the GO's bot lane. But I didn't know that Nautilus still goes a little bit forward if his hook is cancelled by Severus spell shield. That's an interesting interaction, but the fact is he didn't go all the way, he didn't stop Cosmic, he didn't root her, he didn't knock her up, nothing like that happened. That's why she could get away with a slither of health that she had left.
So close. So close. It was so interesting to see that happening, because you're usually thinking about a skill shot, like a mage skill that you blocked with a Sivir. So when I saw that blocking the hook as well, I was like, wait, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. And it's so good that Cosmic was keeping this, because remember, the cooldown of the spell shield is, well, it is so high for a very good reason. It should be so high because it's an incredibly powerful skill. But she was sitting on it, keeping it until the very last moment when it matters the most. But what matters the most right now is the beautiful, gorgeous Logitech G Dragon that is being taken by G2 Hell. Honestly, I would have taken it myself, but G2 Hell are also a good owner of the Logitech G Dragon.
Yeah, we let them take it, right, sometimes, but, you know, sometimes we should be the ones taking it. I don't think I've ever seen Scuttle Crab just being so pushed into the pit. That was funny.
Yeah.
But yes, first Logitech G Drake taken by G2 Hell's going to be the Mountain one. Next one will be Infernal, so no Infernal Soul to be seen. Is this going to be a Surf and Solari Cloud Soul curse?
No, please, I'm begging you, don't make it the Cloud Soul. I'm hoping for some other good souls, because right now we have an Infernal Drake, so it's not a soul anymore, but maybe a Hextech Drake? Oh, that would be so fun to see, especially for G2 who want to be moving on the map so much, who want to be reactive and proactive. They would benefit so much from the Hex Gates.
To be fair, Solari, that also would be a vice versa, because then Team Geo Aurora would have the space to escape. They would have the means to escape that they kind of don't, right? Especially very mobile, like the casters. At least the rest of the team has someone. Lilian might be the one alone, has to flash away. Very nicely done here. And Sheena gets some good pressure on the mid lane.
Oh, a very, very gorgeous pressure on the mid lane, because that was so close for Lilian to go down, and Lilian is flashless while Tifa does have a flash still, which means there is a huge advantage for Tifa. If Tifa continues to apply the pressure right now, this will mean that G2 Aurora will automatically have to stall all the action they have on the side lanes, because if the mid lane is pushed into the GO side, Tifa can teleport anywhere at any second when she wants. GO have to be really careful about that Twisted Fate right now.
Yes, they do, because 3 people from G2 Hell are in that jungle. Go, Kiana might be the one taken down again, has been killed twice, but the rest of the team from Aurora are protecting here the buff. Caltis on the back line. Is it going to be enough? Are they going to be committing to it? Karina, very mobile as a Caltis, manages to smite away the buff, and no casualties, Solari, so I would say that's good defense from Geo Aurora.
Yes, very good defense, and that is what matters to them right now. They need to keep farming, they need to keep Karina going. 73 minions already, level 7 already, might be dead right now if she doesn't get away somehow. Kathos again, very immobile, but very alive, surprisingly, but very good for Geo.
Yeah, definitely alive, even when the Kathos dies, definitely still alive. Top lane, Lysia and Sana gonna be fighting. Sana is still not in the stage where she can dive anyone. It would definitely rely on a good gank from Karina or even from Lilian, considering that she's a LeBlanc, she can move around the map. But of course, Geo Aurora doesn't have as much mobility as G2 Hell, so they have to be aware of how much G2 Hell can counter, right, Solari?
Oh, yes. To be fair though, G2 have to be aware of so many things right now. especially to the fact that their LeBlanc is yet again going into the AD carry build. Well, AD monstrosity build, that's how I would call it, to be honest. This again is going to be the static shift, trifles, and whatever she wants to throw on top if they have time. If they don't finish before that, again, this is going to be the case for G2Hell to remember what exactly GO did in their 2 games, and remember that the split push potential is very real. Sana right now is not having any kills, but when you're a top laner who wants to bully their lane early, who doesn't really get the opportunity to do so because of the matchup or anything else happening on the map, what do? You opt into split pushing as much as possible, and Olaf is a pretty good split pusher.
Yes, they are. And with this good spot that they're in, we might see Karina dropping the Herald in the top lane. Liliana has redirected back to the mid lane, so the gank is not happening. She knows that she has to push, and you can't allow Tifa to have advantage on taking platings because she's already taken 1, and things could just derail very fast, right?
To be fair, though, in the mid lane, the difference in gold is almost non-existent, despite Tifa being fed with 1 turret plate so far. She is behind in terms of the minions. So there it is, a stalemate. We can call it that way, I think. But the Herald is on the hands of Karina right now, and I would love to see more attention from GO towards the next Herald, because this has to be their goal of this game. It is rather funny to see how we have 2 very clear game identities from these 2 teams in this game. One wants to be hopping around the map, the other one still wants to be split pushing like mad women they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Karina has arrived here in the bottom lane. That Herald is gonna be running out of timer pretty soon. Both junglers meeting each other. Sheena is also here. The wall has been placed, but nobody wants to take the first step into action. Herald is on the map. You use your abilities as Sheena, but you don't really hit anyone. Colombo Blue goes with a hook onto the wall to escape as well. And to be fair, I don't think this is going to be a big push, just the charge on the Herald, because it dies quickly.
Just a little bonk, just a little pay, as they call it in Brazil, you know. Just,
yes!
It ain't much, but it's honest work, okay? It's still gold, it's still push, it's it's fine.
Yes.
Exactly. And look at that. Look at the timing at the same time. There is a dragon alive and there is an ultimate from Cultist coming in. Poor Cultist is suffering because look at that. Leandri has already been completed on that Cultist, and that allows them to start the Drake because the health bars of G2Hell are not vibing this time.
Definitely, and on both sides we see that Sheena and Karina have finished their Leandris. Team Geo Aurora is gonna take their first.
No!
Oh my god, it's the curse! Oh my god! Observers, why you do this to us? Alright, bottom lane, Karina goes in for the gank, and the flash forward with the flash response from Countess gets her safe, but it costed her quite a lot of HP, and she's gonna have to return to base. Although she's not suffering on the CS front. Karina going to meet Sheena here in the jungle. That's not good for you. A lot of damage going on to Sheena instead, but it's a 1v2, and you can't survive it as a Karthus. Oh, Jesus, Cosmic, and the flash forward takes it down. It might be a double kill. Sheena going to go golden, while another golden card comes out from Twisted Fate, and Tifa is gonna take Cosmic, while the rest of the team of Geo Aurora decided to finish it off. Woo!
Oh, wait, are they finishing? Yes, they have to be finishing. Come on, that has taken way too long on the bot lane. But I have a question to yourself. So in the end, Cosmic was really trying to go for this kill in the end, couldn't secure it, but Lilian gets the kill instead. Who would you rather give a kill to right now out of these 2?
Well,
wait, what?
Okay, so just wait a second. Senna has to flash away into the tri-bush. Ornhorn hits, is gonna get her knocked up. Nope, cancelled by Ragnarok. So is the hook from Colombo Blue. And the next is going to be taken down. Sana gets killed by Lysia. And now we're going to 5 kills by G2Hell.
A very small lead, but it's a lead regardless. A very tiny lead in gold as well, around 1-ish. No, it's around a little bit less than 1k, but we still take it. We have seen much bigger leads between the teams today, but oh my goodness, GO are not stopping whatsoever. They want to secure the health, that's why they're going on to Cultist and to Colombo is getting away barely alive, but Karina is in the same situation because Lizzie is there, and the kill in the end is secured for Talia. Kiana is trying to dance around to dance her way out, but now Colombo with a hook secures it, but dies immediately. Lilian Lilian is on the hand. Does she have enough damage to cut through the tanky on that Lisa is? She does. It's a double kill. She goes in. What is she doing? Is she mad? She is absolutely mad. A triple kill for Lilian.
Oh, that could have been a quadra kill.
It could have been
her attacking the turret. Did you notice?
Yes. Yes,
oh my God,
there was like one or two attacks on the turret. At least
oh, there
one.
she is. Oh my God. Oh, Solari.
What is this
That
game?
fight was madness. Absolutely freakish from Gio Aurora. Oh, do you have anything to point out from that? Tell me more. Tell me.
I gotta start from the fact that the fight started right here, even before the actual part that got us screaming even began. But right here, Geo want to go for the Herald as we predicted. But then they're like, hey, there are too many people of GT on the top lane. How about we kill them first, securing ourselves a very safe Herald, and then we do some more shenanigans on the map. The fight doesn't look like it's going right, especially with the TP coming in from G2's side. But then finally, Lilian gets to the top lane, and Lilian is crazy, just like Sana, who might be dead here.
Yeah, the tower might be down as well. She takes it before anything. Ragnarok is popped for no use. And at least it's a one tower for one kill. But Solari, that was incredible. I still am trying to... Oh, yes?
Soft, did you just say it was no use? The Ragnarok on the bot lane?
Yeah.
I feel offended on behalf of Sana because this was very useful because this is Sana. Sana got down the turret and this is what she has been doing through all the games that we have seen from her.
Oh, I thought I was sure that she used the Ragnarok after she took down the turret. That's why I think it wasn't.
It doesn't even matter. Because she got the turret. Look at it, she got the turret. And she got three members of G2 Hell rotating towards her, buying as much time as possible for her team to do something else on the map. And this is top Sana moment.
Oh,
this
God.
is classic of her. Oh my God, Lizzie who?
Lily who? Obliterated. Oh my God. And Tifa showing that, well, there's a big reason to get the Twisted Fate on the board. So far, 1-0-3, falling a little behind on the CS front, but still has... No, they don't have the lead on gold, but it's still very close. I would say on all lanes, it's very close, aside from bot lane, where Sivir just has almost 1,000 in the front.
Yes, well, this is Kaltis. One thing you should know about Kaltis, she never stops farming. She never stops farming. She's also going with the static shift as the first item, so we have effectively 2 AD carries with the static. It doesn't really help them much. They need to get to item number 2. But look at that, the Herald prop on the mid lane by Karina, very far away from any turrets. Is it gonna be a fight, Sof?
Yes, it just might be. Herald is spawned, TP on the back line. You go in, Lilian, get some damage down. The golden card has been used, I believe. And poor Shelly, taken down. Lilian baits out a hook from Colombo Blue, who goes straight on the pillar from Senna, taking 2 dangerously low health. There's only so much you can heal as an Olaf, and this might just require you going back to the fountain. Kiana and Karina still here looking for something to happen. At this point, they just gotta defend. There is a Drake on board. Logitech G is just waiting to be defeated. Fight is still going. You go in. Kiana gets the knockup, massive, but then Kaltis pops out her ulti and is gonna deal so much damage on everyone. AoE is just destroying the team. Lilian is very low. Kalth's ulti doesn't finish anyone off, and G2 House still stands, goes in, is Lilian, but she falls immediately. The on-horn goes back because Senna has returned from base Solari, and she's gonna go flash forward with 1 kill. Next one, and she picks up the axe, the second, and a triple kill for Senna of Geo Aurora.
Wait, was it a triple kill in the end?
It was!
Was it a triple kill? I saw it wreck. Production, I love you so much. Can we get a replay of that, please? Because
it was a double. It was a double
kill. And a recall. I saw a recall, but wait. It might just be another kill. Kiana, do you know?
No! Kiana! No way! If there is one moment for you to face check.
There are so many champions who are sneaky in this game, but I would have never imagined Colombo making Nautilus a sneaky champion, recalling in the bush just like that. Incredible performance right there. But we have a replay right here of Lilian almost going down, but, well, almost. It's just until some specific card and then some specific fire hits her.
Yeah, and the next fight, Solari, started out very messy with Kiana going in, but then when you have Countess popping out her ulti, she just obliterates the rest of the team.
The thing is, I'm starting to see an issue with GO Aurora's composition, and that is the fact that they don't really have a reliable front lane. There is the Own for G2 that is always going to be standing there and absorbing the damage, and on top of that, there is Columbable on the Nautilus. However, for the side of GO, yes, there is Israel who goes in incredibly. That was actually a really, really good ultimate right there, the Magnet Storm, but then she dies way too quickly, and she doesn't buy enough time either for herself or for the rest of the team to get to Kaltis and knock her down.
Yeah, and I think the problem with that team fight, Solari, is that Sana got poked down so heavily that she had to go back to base. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, she doesn't have a TP. She went back to the fight by foot.
Oh my goodness.
And still managed to finish that one off. To be fair, it was very close from Karina just sniping everyone. She has finished Rabadon, so this might be the case next fight.
I have a feeling it might just be a case in the next fight. Yes, exactly. Because this Rabadon is looking at me, and I'm looking at it. And I'm feeling a spark between us, and I feel like G2 Hell are also going to feel that very same spark the next time the R is pressed on Karina's side. That is going to be a very painful one. On top of that, there are 2 items on Lilian. This Triforce has finally been completed, so a little bit more buffiness, a little bit more survivability, and much more split push potential. And that's why Lilian is already on the sidelines. That's where she's gonna stay. From now on, Sun is gonna do the same. That's gonna be a fun little game again from Geo.
Yes, it will, Solari. And having both teams on a very close spot, just 2k gold differential for G2 Hell, as they have guaranteed more kills, 9 for Geo Aurora to 13 for G2 Hell. I feel like we're in a this could go anywhere scenario, right? And both teams have good mid lane compositions. One more split push, the other one more team fight.
The question is, which composition is going to reign superior in the end? Because this game can still be won by either of the sides. We are having 9 to 13 kills, 2 Drakes to 1, 38 to 40k gold. This is nothing. At 22nd minute in the game, this difference between the teams is absolutely nothing. Whoever is going to reign superior right now, I need to see the next team fight happening. Hopefully somewhere quite soon, but to be fair for GO, they need to wait out for a little while longer until the next team fight. 2 items on Sana, 2 items on Karina and Lydian, yes, but no second item on Cosmic yet, and this is no good because Kaltis is already sitting with an very quick blades completed, even starting the 3rd item, even having half of the next item completed. That's too big of a difference and a bleeding for GO to stop as soon as possible.
Definitely, and she has grown that advantage for over 2,000 gold for Countess compared to Cosmic. So this area, of course, hyperscaler, 23 minutes into the game, is pretty much healthy and happy with the damage that she can put. Right, Sheena? Looking for the Blast Cone, might be going for Lilian. The golden card should be the picked one as Tifa and Liliana looking at each other, facing each other down. The rest of the team from Geo Aurora gathering here in the mid lane. Well, they try to decide what's going to be the next move, Solari. Is it pushing? Because Baron is on board, but I don't think anyone should be trying to go for it now.
Everybody is just going through the menu pages right now, turning the pages, seeing the Baron on one, seeing the Drake that is going to spawn in less than a minute on the other. It's not going to be a solve for anybody. Just a 3rd Drake for GO, just a 2nd Drake for G2 Hell. Not exactly the highest priority Drake to try to lose everything, to stack it. But it's still a very nice objective, and for GO, who are right now the ones fighting for any prey on the map, that would be a nice pickup, but it will be actually much easier for them to give this one away. G2 have much more control over the river, they have more vision in there. For GO, it's not a critical dragon to give away.
Yeah, and considering they have so much vision in the top river, this could mean that they have some sort of eyes onto the Baron instead of going for this one. Backline will be a TP coming out from Tifa. She's joined the party, so it's a 5v4 while Lilian is on the bottom side. She has TP enabled, but is, as you said, everything on this river is blinking red as they start doing this first Drake, pulling it out, trying to get it out of the vision for Karina and out of range for any of those Qs. Colombo Blue is going to engage in the back line. Karina goes for an early takedown on the ulti. A lot of damage raining in. Countess trying to kite it around. Kiana can't engage on her. Cosmic and Karina are going for a backline push with finds Sana as she goes in, takes it down. Cosmic shuts down the Cultist Zeri, and at the end of the day, it wasn't, well, that was definitely not bad for Aurora.
That was a very, very expensive Logitech G gear that G2 Hell have picked up for themselves, because this fight, the fact that there was the ultimate coming in from Karthus with those two items that we have been alluding to before the fight started, it was massive. Kiana is going in with a very good ultimate yet again. She's really booked perfect with her Magnet Storms, but then there is a follow-up for her, and the focus from GO is yet again crystal clear in the team fights like that. They need to go to Cultist. They throw everything into shutting Cultist down, because when Cultist is dead, there is no damage output from G2 Hell. Something so that you mentioned during the draft that you were worried about. What is going to be the damage if something wrong happens to Wait a second. Soph, can you look at Tifa for a second? And I'm going crazy.
Yes. She has the same. Yep, she has the same build.
No, I resign. I can't stand this build on the mid laners anymore.
Yeah, I have the same feeling. I am on the same page, Solari. It makes me want to sigh. But as
has
I
the
said,
static shift been nerfed or something? I've heard.
it was. It was. LeBlanc was nerfed. Even it was. The auto attacks. I think the base attack speed or base attack. Well, it still doesn't stop them to do it. All right. Aurora Solari is trying to get some dominance here in the mid lane. They have the Baron, but a lovely 1-3-1 push is gonna get them having all the lanes into a shove while they try to take this one down. Tier 2 in the bottom lane is gonna be first, and Lilian looks like she's attracting 3 people from the side of G2L.
Well, LeBlanc is an attractive woman, but apparently right now she is extra attractive because, yes, almost everybody from G2 Hell is there in the top lane trying to catch that slippery woman, but she is very slippery. Had to sacrifice the flash there just a little bit earlier, but she got away, and that is what matters in the end. This is time wasted for G2 Hell, losing the turret on the bot lane, quite possibly losing the tier 2 on the mid lane as well if GO really want to commit into it, but they don't want to.
They don't want to, but G2 Hell does want to. Onhorn goes in. Tifa is just right there, going in with the ulti knock-up from Lysia. Dropping now very low is Karina, but she still can use her ulti. There it is, and Sheena is going to use the stopwatch, but doesn't deny the damage. And finally, Cosmic takes the final blow as Cultist is going back to base, crying for some healing, because both of those players just got obliterated. Even the tank, Solari.
This is another example of how good the fundamentals for G2 Hell are, because they are bringing Lilian down just a little bit earlier. They know she has no TP because she had teleported before that to the top lane. They know she has no flash. They know she just recalled because she was brought super low in health. They know they are effectively 5 versus 4, and they are catching GO in a very unnatural fighting spot for them on the mid lane. So they go for it. They go all in with a very nice vision from Tifa. The beginning of the fight is beautiful for them, but the fact that they lose 2 in the process, almost 3, is not how they expected this team fight to turn around. And this tells you that the plan for G2 is not really working out for them anymore. They are not in the lead of gold anymore. They still have more kills, but look at that, 53k on GO side versus 50 on G2 Hell. They are losing quite a lot on the map, and they need to urgently fix it.
That was definitely a switcheroo, Solari, in regards to not just, as you said, the lead, but how G2 Hell has found themselves. They're like, wait, this is not working anymore. What can we do to change it? And do you have any sort of potential idea? Because it's less than 1 minute for the next Drake to go, and it's Soul Point.
It is a sell point for either of the teams. Whoever picks it, it's going to be the third Cloud Logitech G Dragon for them. A very nice one, very beneficial soul actually for quite many people, especially I'm looking at Cultist. The moment its ultimate pops, because Cultist is level 14, she already has had the second upgrade on her ultimate some time ago. She is going to benefit massively from this ultimate. She's not the only one, but she is, I believe, the brightest example of that. G2 Hell need to establish vision, but before they need to stop the bleeding on the lanes, because the push is real. Remember about the double split push strategy from the side of GO. Can even be a triple split push, because Sevier, as you know, is a very good natural split pusher as well.
Yeah, she is. And Lilian, I think I would collaborate with what you said earlier. Well, let's maybe skip that a little bit. I was going to say that she baits quite a lot of attention, and there she does. She goes in, distortions back. Oh, that looks pretty, but is it going to save you? Then the knockup hits, and 3 people against 1 LeBlanc is not going to go well for Geo Aurora. But again, they are taking the Drake. There it is. Karina is right there attacking, has claimed the Logitech G, third Drake of the game. And with that, man, Solari, they know when they can sacrifice their mid laner.
It's really funny because we already have seen Geo doing exactly that, but they were doing that with Sana. Sana has always been attracting 3 to 4 people to her side. This time it was 4 people from G to Hell going towards Lilian, but they are fighting again right here in this bush with Kiana, stalling the time right as long as possible. Goes in with the Magni Storm, doesn't find anybody, jumps in from host regardless. That's a very dangerous place for you to be in, darling. The Ignite and the kill in the end for Columbo Bull. And on the backlane, Karina is going golden, but she's going dead regardless. Right after Kaldis feels very excited. She's not Jinx, but she's excited regardless. She gets a kill and she dies in the process. And Sana is doing Sana things again. No way.
It was all a diversion. It was all a distraction. It was all a ruse. Nope, not this time. We are going to take your tier 3 in the bot lane, Sana.
And you know
the menace
what?
of a split pusher that we know that she can be just an overall as a player, but definitely as a Olaf. Solari, tell me a little bit more about that fight, because I was confused to see Karina, using stopwatch, using flash. Why would you burn so many things if you were suddenly dead?
You're buying time. You're buying as much time as possible for Sana to do the impossible Sana things, and she's doing them again. Look at that in the Ragnarok. Running around is going to be the depth charge from Nautilus. Flashes away to be as far from the enemies as possible. Lilian, don't choose the hook from Columbable again. Every time my heart skips a beat when it happens, I swear. But GO are right now on the both side of the map. After this fight, they're losing the pride on the Baron that they were fighting for.
They have, which is a difficult spot to be in. A couple of summoner spells being used as well. Sana, no summoners. Karina, no flash.
Lilian.
So you can't get that closer to the objective should you want to. G2 Hell is hopping down 50% on this Baron. Kiana trying to go for the flank, but what can you do as a support? You don't have a smite, and G2 Hell confirms this objective. Flash away from Lysia. You're still gonna try to at least neutralize some of these Baron buffs, but Kiana is just melting. What sort of a front line is that? You pop in the golden, but it's not just enough to save your teammates. You have the ulti coming out from the Karthus, not quite enough yet. Sana does take one shot down, might be another one onto Karthus, but the hook in is going to save G2 Hell's ADC. But is it saving your inhibitor, Solari?
They are sacrificing it all again to make sure that the split push is split pushing soft. I can't believe it. All this time, when this fight was happening, Lilian was sitting on the bot lane, has the TP available. So if they really wanted to win this fight, they could have brought her in very quickly. They didn't want to win this fight. They wanted to have Lilian going through the bot lane as quickly as possible. And right now, it's the same situation that we saw in the previous game from GO. The bot lane of the enemy is open with no inhibitor there, which means whenever there is a next fight happening with G2 Hell, G2 Hell will need to do a very quick health check. Do we know where Lilian and Sana are?
Oh, yes.
Are we seeing them on the map? Are they in the fight? And if they're not, stop the fight, go back, because otherwise you lose the game.
Not just that, like using sweepers, getting detection wards, make sure there's no TP sneaky coming out from Lilian into your base. And at the same time, it was a Baron, right, Solari? And it guaranteed 1 tier 2 taken down by Countess. But that was it. And if you look at Lilian farming, that is madness.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, to be fair, Cultist is still ahead, but again, Cultist is a farming machine, I swear. She never stops farming, no matter how the game goes. The creeps are going her way all the time. And the kills too, to be fair. She is 946 right now. 500 gold bounty on her head, so whoever kills Cultist in the next fight, and you are constantly trying to prioritize this in all the upcoming fights, this is going to be a nice gold bounty. Yeah, a trophy for them. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, Cultist is full built already. 34th minute in the game. Cultist is full built and almost level 18.
Wow, I think what was it? Was it Guardian that she finished out last? I don't remember.
Yes.
Well,
she didn't have it in the Baron
fight. It is going to save her if she does going to go for a fight.
Have to kill her twice now.
Yep. uses her ulti, so out of it, 30 seconds for the next Drake, and that was an ADC pushing out alone, first phase, head first into a team fight against 3 people. That's how confident she is. Lilian finished out taking the tier 2. So far, that whole push was just 1 tier 2 for G2 Hell. The next fight could be approaching just in a little bit.
They are closing up to the Drake, and GO don't have to fight for this Drake. Again, they're in the situation when they can just give it away. They don't care. It's just the 3rd Drake for G2 Hell. Having a soul is going to be nice, but GO don't care if they can have Lilian doing sneaky Lilian things on the top lane in the meantime. If they can get advantage somewhere else on the map, why the hell would they go and fight with G2 Hell for this Drake? That's why they're not doing it.
Yeah. It's just clever. You're going to steal your enemy's jungle, push in. Lilian has gotten all the wave there on the top side, taken down. A lot of damage going on to her, though. Tifa going to try to get her back, but the flash away guarantees that she's going to be safe. And at least she still has the TP, should it be necessary. 2.5 minutes for the next Baron to spawn. And I don't feel like G2 Hell made much use of that Baron. The only thing they took was that tier 2 and the Drake.
Drake is nice. Tier 2 is also very nice, but I have to agree with yourself. It didn't feel like it was enough for them as a Baron output in the end. But they're getting at the gold. I feel like the fight around the Baron was even more beneficial for them than the Baron itself, because it allowed Cultist to complete her build. It allowed them to get more money into their own pockets. It was a good one. In terms of the itemization, they are still ahead of GO Aurora. They are also back in the lead in terms of the overall gold between the teams. And of course, Cultist has to be a huge contributor for that on the side of G2 Hell. And right now, at 36 minutes in the game, Cultist having more gold than the AD carry of the enemy team is much more important than Sana having more gold than the top laner of the enemy team.
At the same time, Solari, that is a downside to this. Well, I'll say that in a little bit. Going in, try to get a knock up onto Lilian, but she's a slippery little LeBlanc and she escapes. My point was that being a full build for Zeri, she's going to stop growing. That's how powerful she can be. Period. She's level
right
18,
now. Yeah.
Full build. Like, that's as powerful as she can be.
That's true. She has the ornament already completed in her Navori, so that is it. That is, I agree with you, that is when she stops growing, while Sever is going to keep growing, LeBlanc is going to keep growing. You have to remember, though, that G2 Hell also will keep getting more items for themselves. 4 items, on Sheena right now with that Rabadon already completed, plus the Void Stab for Talia. That is a lot of damage for her. Next fight is going to be, dare I say, explosive, because look at that, both of the teams are hogging the Baron Pit right now. It's going to spawn in less than 40 seconds. The vision is getting put in, then it's getting put out immediately. This is going to be a little bit of a back and forth unless G2's trap is successful. Nakarina just destroys it with one ability.
Yep. Absolutely destroyed. Lilian continues pushing. We don't have Senna going very hard on the split push herself, and it makes sense considering that Senna doesn't have a TP and Lilian does. At this stage, every single member of the Summoner's Rift match has their Summoner spell, aside from Lilian lacking her flash. So this game, this might be decided on this fight, because going on to Baron, you use your ulti, dealing some chip damage, I would say. Dealing some damage over time too. Kiana trying to get something, but might just be in a bad spot. Going on to 30% HP, gets the knock up. No, yeah, they do. And then actually Talia steals it, and G2 Hell guarantees the objective for themselves. Cultist finishes off the game, and there's just 2 players standing on the side of Geo Aurora. Is this the end, Solari?
It could just be. In one fight to lose everything, all the build you've been collecting till that point. This is most unfortunate for GO. Having no control over Sheena, who deals a lot of damage and who's not afraid to go in very aggressively right into everybody from the enemies. Not having taken out the ultimate from Lysia, which was major with distracting GO away from the Baron. Nothing worked out for them in that fight, but G2 Hell are very happy with the outcome, and finally they're putting their Baron buff to a very good use.
Oh, they are. A 2-2 push here. 2 in the top, 2 in the middle. Baron buff minions. Everything looking pretty great. Even the bot lane is a little bit pushed. Senna and Lilian trying to help a little bit in the top side. The inhibitor in the mid lane is going to go down. I agree with you. Such an effective push with the Baron. And to be fair, all allowed because not just they stole the objective, but took them down in a team fight.
Let's see the replay here. Have your eyes on Sheena. Look at that. The ultimate, the Onhorn is coming in. The Call, the Forge Gods, knocking up everybody. Once, knocking up everybody. Twice. Sheena is in the pit, stealing away the Baron. And after that, it is just damage laid down by G2. Kaltis already had a kill by that time. Sheena getting another one in there, I believe, as well. G2 had this fight so damn well going. Where exactly they wanted it to, and right now it has to be repeated because the Drake is coming up 15 seconds. It's going to be a soul for whoever snatches that one away.
And it was a 50-50 fight, smite fight on that Baron because Karina had it. Karina hadn't been knocked up, so Sheena just goes in and steals it right under her nose. Last Drake and potential so point for both of the teams started out by Sheena. Karina is just absolutely chunked, and the TP coming back as well with Tifa. Why is that damage? Excuse me. Kaltis just finishes her off. Call of the Forge is gonna knock one person up. Cosmic is on the wrong side of the jungle. Last hits from Sheena are not enough, and the ADC still keeps standing. Lilian is still on the back push, but Kaltis is just disintegrating your base. Tier 2 is next. Your enemies are going to be donezo.
Yes, exactly that. Judo Hell really are very serious about keeping this crown, these 2 crowns to be fair, on their head. They are going through the enemy's base right now, destroying all the objectives that they see there. The inhibitor on the bot lane is down. The one on the top lane is the only one, I believe, standing at this very moment. So Judo Hell can do whatever they want, and they want to finish the all 3 inhib situation and then finish the game.
I'm starting to wonder, Solari, and actually before I wonder, oh my god, is she sneaky enough?
No way.
Oh, she's not sneaky enough! And Liliana gets discovered. Tifa's gonna try to run her down. They have some extra movement speed, Kaltis. Well, this is the end. This is the end of Big Shutdown, the end of that split push coming out from Lilian.
Yes, and this is the end game for Kaltis, to be fair. She is stronger than anybody on the Summoner's Reef. Her PPU is still very pow damage. Look at that. Look at her cutting through Sana right now. Sana flashes away, but Kaltis is so damn quick. This is Zeri. She doesn't... Oh, wait. Sana is immune to everything, but not to this damage from Kaltis. Kaltis died once, but again, you gotta kill it twice.
Oh my god, you gotta kill it double, and TP coming out in the top lane with Tifa and Columblo. That was a Guardian Angel popped out from Kaltis. Right, G2 Hell pushing out the last inhibitor standing, Solari. That's just 2 turrets and the next is standing away from that first win in the grand finals. They go in, big knock up. Columblo going very low. Cosmic actually takes it down. Kiting incredibly well. Lizia might be the next one. You get a knock up and Kiana survives, but do you have enough? You don't. You haven't finished off the Ornn. You haven't finished off Tifa, and there's just 1 tower left. The last auto attack comes out from Lilian, and she manages to take them down. Tifa is the next target. She goes in, forces a flash, and decides to disengage. But that was a massive defense from Geo Aurora.
They did it somehow, miraculously. The game still continues. 19:30 at 43rd minute in the game, but the game still goes. But thank you very much, production, for this beautiful bird-eye view of how many big minions are going the way of Geo's base right now. That's a lot of them, which means Geo are not leaving their base anytime soon. They have to stay there, they have to defend the base, which means that the Baron in a minute and then the Elder Drake in 2 minutes from now on seem quite impossible for Geo to get.
Well, it might just be another 50-50 smite fight for Karina and Sheena.
I would love it. I would love it so much.
Both of them, both of them being level 18. Everything is concurring that could be a possibility. We'll see if that's going to be the case. You mentioned the super minions pushing out on all lanes, which is imperative that Geo doesn't leave that base.
To be fair there, the big minions mean the big gold. There is so much gold going towards GO's base right now, and they need all of that gold. They need to complete their items. Finally, the full build LeBlanc for Lilian. Finally, the full build Cosmic, the Sivir. The full build? Yes, the full build as well, Karina. So it's just up to Sana. Not Sana even, sorry. Sana is also the full build. Almost everybody's full build. They don't even need this gold anymore. I stand corrected. This is not good for Geo. I was trying to find some way to make it better, but I did not. Lilian is flying in on the TP. That's gotta be a 5-on-5 fight.
It will be, and the flash forwards to trying to get them away. Sheena, very low on health. That stopwatch is not going to stop the damage. Shutdown is going to go back onto Geo Aurora. But Tifa and Cultist don't even care. They have two massive stacked super minion waves alongside them. Lilian is not going to do much damage on Columbo, but might even stop the recall from Senna. Maybe it was a bait. Is it? Oh my god, the split screen. I love it so much. We're going to have two people trying to defend against Tifa, and she is trying to escape, and she does. All right, Kiana, last one, trying to take away from Lizzie, Countess, and Columbo. So 3 people still pushing, and, well, base is open. They can still do the Baron.
That was an attempt from G to Hell, and you have to give it to them, the audacity to try to feed the same medicine to GO that they have been using to win their last 2 games that we saw today. That was good, but GO were a little bit quicker, probably because they are the ones who usually pull this against the enemies. They understood what was going on. Karina is going dangerously low here, but the Baron needs to be stopped somehow. GO, this is potentially your last stand. They're going on to Columbo, blah, blah, blah. She's most probably going to die, but she's tanky, and she's aggressive, goes on, catches Karina. Karina is very low. Columbo was there, but Karina is there. Doesn't slay the Baron because Cultist is the living smite. She's running away right now with the Baron buff. Kiana, very low, dangerously low. Lizia might just be dead, actually, not getting the kill. Sheena, Tifa, looking at Cosmic. Cosmic is not looking at them. She's trying to survive for as long as possible. Do some damage. Has got an edge herself, so she's resurrecting. Is it going to be enough to kill at least somebody? Tifa is also resurrecting. Everybody needs to die twice. Cosmic kills Sheena. Tries to go on to Tifa. She kills her. She kills another kill. It's a shutdown. It's a kill. They're still in the game.
There's still 46 minutes, Solari. Super minions pushing in your back lane. Ooh. And the Elder Drake Logitech G Elder Drake has spawned, and Countess has spotted it. She can take it alone. HP. She could take it alone. It looks like she will take it alone, but it would just be a buff for herself. Columbo is the only one that has resurrected. 15 seconds for Lizia to come back. Sana is the one to force her to disengage. And I am still in shock. This game is still going, Solari.
It's gonna be another 50-minute game, Sof, I'm telling you, but look at that GTR here. Columbo is going to catch the enemy on the spot, and Lilian is gone. That's a very big player for GO. Dead. Immune to the damage is Sheena, but she just jumps away because she doesn't want to be in the pit anymore. Not like that. Cosmic doesn't have a very big chunk of her health. Can they try to still go onto the Drake? Tifa is resurrecting. She's going to have the ultimate. She can jump in. Sheena is around as well. Caldius, Lizia, Columbo. Look at those health bars. Look at Lizia's health bar. Look at the call of the Forge Gold's going in. A very nice look. But Kiana did it. Karina, sorry, did it. She has slain the dragon, but Caldius doesn't even need the Elder Drake buff. She gets a kill. Cosmic is unstoppable. Whoa. And Sheena is the same. A very good shutdown for Sheena, but Sana doesn't care.
Sana with the Elder Drake buff, the only one standing, last woman on the field for Geo Aurora. She has a chance. She can split push, but she has to defend. There's still three inhibitors open. Let's have a look at the fight once again.
Oh yes, please, let's have a look at it again, because there is so much crowd control being thrown in from both of the teams. But what is the most important part is the fact that Elder died in the process, and it was a massive boost for GO immediately, specifically for Sana. Because of that, the remainings of G to Hell, the 2 last women standing, have to turn away because they know they cannot really fight with this thing that Olaf is anymore.
There is no way. And I think what I enjoyed the most was Karina really nailing down their smite, because of course there was no competition, because Sheena was a little bit behind. She was still arriving at the scene, but it was all because the rest of the team, her teammates, were taking down so much damage on that Elder Drake that it was just enough. And as you said, as soon as they get the buff, Senna just obliterates 2 people on 1 axe, and the game flips once again. That's 100 gold! 100k gold for G2!
What? never seen a number like that in my games. I have never. I didn't even know they could go that far. Oh, Tifa is going very far as well. But look at Sheena. She is running with the Banshee. So if timed correctly, Karina is not going to be able to throw her beautiful ultimate onto her. But Kiana wants to throw herself in.
Yeah, she goes in, trying to get a hold of Columbia, and Columbia is going to go down, even with the redemption being used. Now a gigantic 65-second respawn timer. We're pushing in the mid lane. There's still Karina facing out with Tifa. We'll see if we're going to switch out the attention for the bottom lane. Inhibitor is open. Lilian could be the one person to still try to keep on pushing. The TP is going to be cancelled. Do they have the CC? And it does. Karina finishes it off with the Elder Drake. And all of a sudden, this has turned into such a favorable scenario for Aurora.
The Elder Drake buff though is almost going for Sana, but they have a couple more seconds left to go and take good use of this inhibitor. It's going to go down. GO want to continue pushing in. No Elder Drake buff, I believe, for Sana anymore. Exactly that, but they want to keep pressing on the advantage. The turn on the mid lane is going down. The inhibitor on the mid lane is going down. It's 40 seconds on Tifa's death timer. Is she even going to get alive to see her base potentially going down? Are G2 having what it takes to finish the game?
Are they? And a flash forward from Kiana, knock up 2, and then Cultus dealing so much damage back on her. Then the golden state comes out from everyone. Karina has to flash away too. Cultus gonna try to finish everyone off. Sana might be the next one. In fact, Cosmic trying to kite away. She is definitely between a rock and a hard place. Still doing some damage on Columbia Blue, but shut down by Cultus. Only 2 people standing. And wait, why is it gonna happen here? Excuse me, is this? Oh, it is a sneaky
Minions.
recall home, and
Minions.
the minions, are they gonna take it? Is this it?
That was so close, but they almost won the game for GO. Well, not exactly won, but this trade down would have given a massive advantage for GO, because right now the bases are in almost the same state. All inhibitors are open, only one turret standing on either of the bases, but all the inhibitors are up for GO, where G2 Hell are down to inhibs, which means that this time the big minions are going their way. But Cultis, if you have ever seen a big minion, that's definitely one. Cultis is going on all the way together with Tifa. Ragnarok has been propped onto Sheena, but can she get away now? Sana, sorry, not Sheena. Those nicknames are making me go crazy, but she still lives. Oh no! Correction! She doesn't!
Oh, excuse me. Just 2 people, Lilian and
GG.
Kiana, to defend this. All the inhibitors are open. Just 1 left standing. The redemption is going to be popped. An extra bit of HP. And Lilian going to try to go for the last hit. She doesn't get quite enough range. Is it going to be able to do it? Just 2 more. And the Guardian Angel hits. But it's a Nexus for a Nexus turret. And G2 Hell finish off with the first win of the Grand Finals. To be fair, I was even wondering, is this the first map? Is this the first map?
Yeah.
50 minutes!